cops. Have you ever pulled someone over who shouldn't have been alive? I was working the night shift when I pulled over an old beat-up sedan doing 15 under the speed limit on a deserted road. The thing was barely moving, swerving like the driver was either drunk or asleep. I hit the lights, and after a long pause, the car slowly rolled to a stop. When I walked up to the window, an elderly man was gripping the steering wheel like his life depended on it. Pale as a ghost, eyes wide, breathing shallow. Before I could say a word, he turned to me and croaked, "Officer, am I dead?" I thought he was just confused or having a medical episode. "Sir, do you need an ambulance?" He ignored me, staring at his own hands. I swear I died. I remember it. I was in my hospital bed. My family was crying. I closed my eyes, and then I woke up here, in my car. I called for medical support while trying to keep him calm, asked for ID. He handed me an old faded license that expired 30 years ago. His hands were shaking. "Sir, where do you live?" I don't know. He looked genuinely scared now. My wife should be home, but she passed in 2005. My son, he trailed off, his expression darkening. My son buried me. I remember the funeral. I stepped back. This had to be some kind of mental break. But then dispatch came back with something that sent a chill down my spine. The name on the license? It belonged to a man who had been declared legally dead in 1993. The paramedics arrived, but the man refused to go with them. "I shouldn't be here," he kept muttering. I already left. Eventually, he agreed to be taken to the hospital. I followed up a few days later, but there was no record of him checking in. No missing persons reports, no abandoned car. It was like he had just disappeared. To this day, I have no idea what I pulled over that night.